Alright people, what's up everyone and welcome to another reaction video for today, and I got a massive headache, so I hope I don't pause too much. You know me, I pause a lot. Cause I also need to get to watching those Ahsoka episodes because I have a couple that I need to watch. Anyway, this is a brand new Critical Drinker video. This is One Piece succeeds where Cowboy Bebop failed, which I very much agree. I think Cowboy Bebop is an anime I love. Now, that's the thing. I actually never really watched One Piece. I watched the 4Kids dub. I've said that many times, but besides that, I've never watched like the correct version of One Piece, and I never. Besides the last few episodes, you know, yeah. But Cowboy Bebop is one of my favorite animes ever. Even Death Note, I watched before the live action movie came out, and I loved it. Loved the Death Note anime. The movie itself was like, if you just pretend it's not about Death Note, or it's like it's Death Note but like with a different character, because all the characters besides maybe L, but even that is like, are all completely different characters, it had some good gore effects. It wasn't boring. I didn't think. I thought it was all right. I thought Willem Dafoe as Ryuk was great. So anyway, let's get to it. One Piece was great. I really enjoyed it. I had a blast with it. All the characters were great. I want to see a second season. So let's get to it. Let's see why Critical Drinker thinks a positive video from Critical Drinker. He does that sometimes. I watched Sisu. I watched that one. He always does his positive videos by also laying into other things. So I mean, his name is Critical Drinker. So anyway, let's get to it. 3, 2, 1, play.
So you don't need me to tell you that Netflix have a pretty spotty record when it comes to live-action adaptations of
I guess I could say that they tried with Cowboy Bebop. There's some
popular Japanese IPs.
No, they didn't try.
I mean, who could forget the stunning non-success
of
Cowboy Bebop?
Some people
a show
tried.
That was so heavily geared towards modern audiences that it ended up turning away its existing fan base, failed to attract a new one, and got unceremoniously cancelled after just one season.
It was like 3 weeks later after it aired.
And it's a shame, really, because I was totally looking forward to more passive-aggressive rants from Daniela Pineda about how ungrateful the fans were for the privilege of being allowed to witness her glorious on-screen presence.
Her amazing Faye Valentine.
As Daniela 2.0 would say.
Oh no, I've heard about this.
Hollywood, baby.
I remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Anyway, then came the news that One Piece, which started out as a manga comic before exploding into an entire media franchise in Japan, was next in line for a live-action adaptation. And even worse, it was going to be made by literally the same production company that handled Cowboy Bebop.
I didn't know that. I didn't know it was the same production. Oh, you mean Netflix? Oh, okay. I thought it was like a different. Because is it just Netflix itself that works on these things, or do they have like whatever Tomorrow Studios was? Is it just Netflix, or like usually it's a lot of different production studios? And Netflix usually kind of like they fund stuff, sure, but like the creatives behind it are usually not. Yeah, I don't know.
Are you dumb or something?
I am dumb.
Needless to say, everyone was braced for another disaster in the making. Just another doomed attempt to bend and warp a distinctly Japanese product into something that conforms to current-day Hollywood sensibilities,
I was gonna say spoilers, but I don't know.
Ultimately losing the very qualities that made it appealing in the first place. But here's the funny thing. One Piece is actually really fucking good.
It's really fun.
I'll be real here. It's completely bonkers and over-the-top
as
ridiculous at
I
times.
love that fucking thing. I want that.
The characters look like they just stumbled in from a cosplay convention, and everything from the technology levels to the laws of physics themselves are treated like optional extras, but there's a beating heart of vibrant, colourful, adventurous, no fucks given exuberance at the core of One Piece that's just impossible not to enjoy. I actually found myself eagerly awaiting each new episode.
Me too.
Because I was genuinely
I got through that shit in
like
a day, pretty much, like almost 2 days.
Characters, and excited to see where the crazy freewheeling plot took me next.
I was doing a reaction
Jesus,
too.
This is what TV used to be like. Anyway, the point here is that One Piece is basically a case study in how to adapt an anime to live action without losing the charm of the original, and I think there's a number of very important reasons why it succeeded, but I'll get into more of that shortly. First, let's dive right into the plot summary. So One Piece takes place in a fictional world that's divided up into 2 massive oceans with a thin strip of land running between them, and it's run by a tyrannical one-world government known as the world government.
It does exactly what it says on the tin.
Fair enough, I guess. So
Fair.
anyone who doesn't submit
That's the thing. Like, there's so many crazy elements to One Piece, insane things, and then just like, what are they called? The Marines. Oh, I'm like, all right. They're like, nah, we don't need to come up with names for that, and that's fine. Yeah, what we gonna call them? What do you want to call the floppy fish? I don't know. It's a weird name. Oh, like just Marines. Fuck them.
to their rule is automatically branded a pirate regardless of their privateering activities and ruthlessly hunted down by the Marines. And the story kicks off with the capture of the most famous pirate of them all, Gold Roger, who reveals that he's hidden the ultimate treasure.
Which is a spoiler, supposedly.
One Piece somewhere out there.
Everybody just called him Goldie Rogers. So.
The ocean, ultimately kicking off a mad scramble to find it. Flash forward 20 years or so, and people are still out there hunting for the One Piece, including Monkey D. Luffy, a young wannabe pirate who intends to sail into a treacherous patch of ocean known as the Grand Line, where he believes that the One Piece has been hidden. The only problem is he doesn't
Is it real, though?
have a ship, or any idea where the One Piece actually is, or even where the Grand Line can be found.
Not a great plan.
Yeah, in case you hadn't noticed, Luffy's not exactly big on planning ahead, but that's kind of what makes him so endearing. He's
Get the fuck off the ship,
happy-go-lucky, fly-by-the-seat of your pants
asshole.
adventurer who just figures things out as he goes. Anyway, through his various misadventures, he eventually joins
He's
forces
very charming too, that actor.
with Kobe,
I think
a
he's great.
timid cabin boy who dreams of becoming a Marine so that he can protect the innocent, Nami, a thief and safecracker with a hidden agenda, Zoro, a mysterious swordsman that's sworn to hunt down rogue pirates, and Usopp, a sniper and inventor who dreams of becoming a great
I like how this character on the
warrior.
wait shit.
Rogue pirates.
Compared to everybody else, look how normal this guy looks. He looks like some guy you'd see in a pizzeria. This fucking dude. And same thing with this guy. I like how normal a lot of the people. I was about to say NPCs. The people in the background look.
Usopp, a sniper and inventor who dreams of becoming a
I'm sure that's the case with the anime too. I'm sure they wouldn't go crazy with every design for everything.
great warrior one day. And
Even
together
there,
they set
yeah.
sail across the high seas to cross the Grand Line and find the ultimate treasure, taking on monsters and rival
Love
pirate
Buggy.
clans
Buggy's
along the way,
great.
and always trying to stay one step ahead of the Navy and Marines that are hot on their tail. It's your classic setup of taking a bunch of colourful misfits, rogues and weirdos, each with their own unique goals and motivations, giving them a common objective and turning them loose to see what kind of chaos
I love that they're
ensues.
so hyped about
There's
Luffy.
betrayals, rivalries,
Okay.
surprise revelations, and murky family histories that all come to the fore in the course of the story. And it works so well in One Piece because, first and foremost, the characters are so fucking
charming.
interesting and
Yep,
fun.
yep.
They're such an eclectic
Charming
mix
ass
of
cast.
oddballs and mercenaries with wildly conflicting personalities that constantly spark off
Sanji.
each other that you can't help enjoying it. But they all have deeper elements and motivations that slowly
I love
come
that they
out as you
went
learn
through every backstory. Each episode just had a backstory, pretty much. Which is obviously the same in anime, but
more
I like
about-
that they really did all those backstories well. I think some of the acting, I've said in my reaction too, I think some of the acting from the kids is not great. I think the Sanji actor was great. Even think the Nami one was really good. I thought like the Zoro actor as a kid, he was okay. I thought the Usopp one was a little weak. I feel bad talking about kid actors like that because they tried. I'm sure they gave it their all. I'm sure they knew what One Piece was and they wanted to do well. I thought the Luffy one was okay. Weaker than the main cast, which hey, Netflix. You can say we will, but Netflix usually does well with casting pretty good kid actors. So
ultimately causing you to question who's good and who's bad, but the show's definitely not afraid to have fun with its cast along the way. And it's so interesting to compare it to something like Cowboy
I actually forgot we were
Bebop,
even
which made
comparing
a
it.
conscious effort to rein in its character's personality.
yeah, like Spike is nothing like Spike. Like at first I was like, okay, all right, they're going a little bit sillier. I mean, Spike has silly moments, don't get me wrong, but like I don't know, like they tried to make those three like a fan. Well, those four, I guess, with Ein. But obviously, what's her name was not there. Ed wasn't there until the last 10 frames, which was probably the cringiest 10 frames of anything ever. But I wish I reacted to the last 3 episodes. God, or 4. I think I stopped at 5. I'm like, and then like a couple weeks later, I'm like, all right, I'll watch the rest myself. I don't care. Nobody will give a fuck if I did reactions for the rest of it. Really wish I didn't do that because that was like where it fucking went. Like I wasn't even hating it. It was like a. Some of the episodes were like 6, 7. Like it was alright. That was fun. Yeah, like fun was the best I could say about those. Because I knew what to expect. I wasn't expecting much really. Even with the trailers not being too terrible, I was like, all right. But yeah.
For Western audiences, trying to rewrite them as grounded and realistic, and it's one of the many reasons that show
only
was about
one
as
they
much
did well
fun
was,
as a colonoscopy
was-
directed by James Cameron.
Oh man, he's gonna get deep in there. I get it.
But One Piece, on the other hand, is more than happy to go all in with over-the-top emotional reactions, heavily stylized dialogue,
course I
fight
will.
scenes, and interpersonal melodrama, because that's exactly
So
how
good.
anime does it. The men are
Goddamn
actually
right.
allowed to kick ass, make decisions, and hold
Except
their
this
own,
guy,
rather
I like he
than
said that, and then they show what's his name. I forgot his name. Just get his ass beat.
purely to get outfought and outsmarted by their female counterparts at every opportunity, because
Sure.
again, that kind of shit just wouldn't fly in Japanese culture, so it doesn't even get attempted here.
Forgot about that.
And by all accounts, we mostly have Ichiro Oda, the original manga's creator,
He said no.
to thank for that.
I think
Oda
the show writer also, or the show runner was a huge fan, and Oda was very happy with what he was doing too. So
was smart enough to retain creative control when he signed the rights
Mihawk
over
is so
to
cool.
Netflix and actually forced the
This guy was
producers to
great.
rewrite and reshoot multiple
As
key
Mihawk.
scenes when he decided he wasn't happy with them. Fucking good for you, Oda-san. If only The Witcher and Cowboy Bebop had had this level of creative oversight, maybe they wouldn't have been
the creator of Cowboy Bebop came out and said, no, this show is fucking no bueno.
steaming piles
Which is weird because he's Japanese. I don't know why he's speaking
of shit, and we might be living in a very different
Speaking English and
entertainment landscape
Spanish.
today. I've also got to say, hats off to the production designers for the absolute insanity that
Yep.
they brought to the screen
Yes,
here.
yep.
The world of One Piece is the kind of place where
I like it. It's grungy and dirty looking, but then you have like goofy ass designs, like Mihawk just has like fancy facial hair. I wouldn't even call him goofy, especially since like nowadays people have fucking the goofiest fucking facial hairs now, like way worse than Mihawk. But like Buggy, of course, and even the guy they just showed, Axe Hand, what's his name, Morgan. Like, come on, man. Why does he even have that? I'm sure it makes sense in the anime, but I don't think they explain why he has the metal jaw piece. Is it just the look imposing, or was his jaw fucked up at one point? I'm sure it's explained. And maybe it's explained in a Netflix thing, to be fair. You know,
fight with swords and flintlock pistols,
Good,
but
man.
also have international radio communications.
just fighting
and
pirates, he probably got that.
like taverns with neon signs
I
above
mean,
the
Axe Hand,
bar.
I understand.
Some
It's cool. Fucking get an Axe Hand, bro. That's sick.
people dress like 18th century sailors, others like 1980s biker punks.
Hell yeah.
It makes absolutely no sense to someone like
That's
me
fine.
who's coming into it blind, but then again, I get the impression that it's not really supposed to. Just like the oddball characters and the outlandish adventure at its core, every aspect of One Piece feels like you're stepping into a completely alien world driven entirely by escapist fun. And god damn it, I'm pretty sure we could all use a bit more
Yeah, that looks really bad.
of that in our
But that's
entertainment these
fine.
days. Ultimately, as much as
That
I
looks good,
enjoyed
though.
One Piece, I can't say that this show is going to be for everyone. It's a Western adaptation for sure,
Yeah.
but it's one that's retained its
It'd
distinctive
be hard to make
Japanese flavor.
this for
and if
everyone.
you're not into that kind of highly stylized, over-the-top method of storytelling, then you might be put off by some of the wilder elements of One Piece. But for anyone else who's willing to be a bit more open-minded about their entertainment, or who just wants a wild ride of pure escapism that wasn't written for modern audiences,
Always shows us.
I think
That clip is like, what, 7 years old now?
you'll have an absolute blast with this show. And who knows, its success might just encourage Hollywood to rethink what Western
That haircut.
audiences actually want to
The
see.
poor actor had to wear that haircut. Like, the Kobe one's not great either, especially with the pink, but like the
Its success might just encourage
fucking I keep comparing it to the Johnny Depp Willy Wonka fucking haircut,
Hollywood to rethink what Western audiences actually
or it looks like a penis tip.
want to
Either one.
see.
Anyway,
that's
that's all I got for you today. Fuck
Go
off.
away
Oh,
now.
shit, I'm sorry. And that was oh yeah, that's right. I forgot I did a Cowboy Bebop video. I'm pretty sure I watched that. There you go. Oh, did Angry Joe not like it? Wow, he over an hour long review, huh? Oh, it looks like Alex didn't like it. Oh no, okay. Everybody's liking it, so if they didn't like it, this would definitely be worse. Because I like Angry Joe, but whenever he has a bad opinion, people let him know. It's like with She-Hulk, he was fucking praising the shit out of She-Hulk. Which, hey, if you like She-Hulk, that's fine. But like, I think he also attacked people that were disliking it. Like, this is the thing, okay? You can't use just, oh well, there's ladies in it as an excuse for why people are angry about it. I'm sure there's plenty of people that were like, nah, you know, no ladies, ew, gross. I'm sure there's people like that. But I didn't like it because I thought it was annoying. I thought it wasn't funny. Special effects were not good. The characters were not likable. And it doesn't matter what you say, you immediately get turned to sexist. So it doesn't matter. Like, let's forget like One Piece, which had a really great central female main character, but I also didn't like Cowboy Bebop. One of the reasons was Faye Valentine. So not her costume. I don't give a fuck about her goddamn costume. Anyway, so that's it. Hope you enjoyed. Like, until next time, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.